Action movies are filled with moves that leave us stunned, but it's even more exciting when the actors do it themselves instead of doubles. From Tom Cruise to Sylvester Stallone, here are some actors who do their own stunts. Up first, you probably didn't expect this cutie to do his own stunts. Tom Holland. Yep, Tom Holland might look like a cute small-town boy, but he's a lot tougher than you could have ever imagined. If you've seen his old clippings, you'd know that he always wanted to play Spider-Man. And so, the moment he got to become the part of the Marvel Universe, the man did his best to do everything all on his own. And that included some super dangerous stunts as well. If you think there was a stunt double behind the Spider-Man mask, you're so wrong. Almost most of the time, Tom said that he tried to do as many stunts as possible.
The film is a direct continuation of Avengers Endgame.
And wait, before you get mad at him for not doing it all, well, there were legal reasons, because of which he obviously couldn't do all of them, but he did do a lot of them. And to be honest, I would expect nothing short of that from him. After all, he has a gymnastics background. When else was he planning on putting it to use? Wow.
Obviously, none of my movies had come out, no one knew about it, it was a big secret, so I just looked like some nutter.
He bagged the Spider-Man role. He's dating Zendaya, he's a total sweetheart, and he does his own stunts. I just have one question. Does Tom Holland have a single flaw?
Me and you are like this today. Oh my, it's definitely, you don't have to take avocados.
Yeah.
Up next is another gorgeous Marvel star who likes to do it all on his own. It's Jeremy Renner.
Sing. Look, I could always sing, but I couldn't sing like the bands that I like, you know, like Def Leppard, like Joel.
If you're anything like me, you'd know how difficult it is to pick a favorite in the Marvel Universe. But there's a tiny part of me that always tends to favor Hawkeye. And now that I know he does his stunts all by himself, I have all the more reason to obsess over him.
At his wedding, we played, that's like our one gig, and the best thing about...
His wedding? That's a big gig!
But performing stunts isn't all rainbows and butterflies. In fact, it can get pretty tough at times. Ask Jeremy. He's had his fair share of injuries while trying to do it all by himself. It may come as a surprise to learn that Renner fractured his right elbow and left wrist after falling 20 feet while filming the comedy flick Tag. But it's not like that has ever demotivated him to sit back. In fact, he's always preferred to step up for action films like SWAT, The Bourne Legacy, and the Mission Impossible series. When giving an interview, he said that people invest so much time and money, all to try and create a world for people to go sit down in a chair and watch a movie. And so, you don't want them to be taken out of the movie by some guy in a horrible wig attempting to perform the stunt. Now, if that's not the definition of a true passionate artist, I don't know what is.
The name of your band?
Well, it was Hot Ice.
Next up is another star that you'd never expect to be here. It's Jacob Elordi. Yes, I know that he usually does a lot of rom-coms.
Welcome to the show. It is nice to meet you. Thank you so much for coming up.
So there's not a lot of action involved, but let me spill you the deets on one of his latest projects. If you've been keeping up with Euphoria, you'd know that Jacob is trying to be his toughest throughout the show. When talking about the stunts in the show, he mentioned how the stunt guys would usually explain to him how to proceed, and that he would do the rest himself.
Sort of as often as possible to see the plays that are on and everything. But my parents are here.
And if you want even more proof, do you remember that one scene from season 1 where Cal and Nate get into a fight? I literally had goosebumps watching that brawl, and Jacob later explained that he talked to Eric, who plays Cal, and told him that he wanted to go all the way. And so, all the blood and punching that you see in the show was actually super real. In fact, Elordi even mentioned how he was bleeding severely once the scene was done, and even had a concussion.
But I think I was sitting like up, like 1, 2, 3, or 4 rows back there.
All of it got so bad that he ended up throwing up later. Then there was the glass bottle smashing scene from season 2 that Jacob did himself as well. Jeez, gotta give it to him for the dedication. Up next is an adorable man who turns vicious the moment the cameras start rolling. Keanu Reeves.
Because when I was younger, I was pretty friggin' nerdy. Yeah, with the comics.
Now, if you've been keeping with the John Wick trilogy, you'd know that it's filled with all kinds of gory details, from stabbing people in the eye to all the aggressive fights. John Wick is easily one of the most action-filled movies out there. But here's the fun part. Did you know that Keanu performed 90% of the stunts on the show all by himself?
Are we in the Matrix? No. Hi, I'm Keanu Reeves.
Now that's a lot if you consider all the chaos that goes on in these movies. When asked why he would want to do it himself, Keanu simply said that he likes to maintain a connection with the audience and with the story. He added that when he does stuff himself, it adds to the chaotic energy of the movies, and that's what he's always going for. The man's easily one of the greatest of our time. Up next is another man who really stunned the world with his scary stunts. It's Tom Cruise.
See you and be live, and it's wonderful.
Now you probably already knew this one was coming. He's insisted on doing all of his own stunts, no matter how risky or absurd they may be.
Feels natural, just the most important thing is don't get blown up.
The man has literally done it all, such as learning how to hold his breath for almost 6 minutes and hanging over the side of a speeding aircraft. Geez, someone make him stop. Plus, did you know that in Fallout 2018, Cruise really learned how to fly a helicopter for a scene? Yeah, you heard that right.
And so I had to go through all the ejector seat training.
In an interview with the New York Times, director Christopher Quarry said that Tom qualified to fly it in only 6 weeks. Training would normally take 3 months, but he was able to shave off 2 months by having 2 teams work 16-hour days. Wow, now that's what you call passion and hard work. Doing your own stunts always comes with the potential for damage. Cruise once fractured his ankle while leaping over London rooftops, and production on Fallout had to be put on hold for months. Someone give the man his Oscar already. Up next is an old actor who started it all, Sylvester Stallone.
Everyone made out well. They did.
Yeah.
But it was all supposed to be neutral.
This one really shouldn't be a surprise. I mean, have you looked at how he looks? He's literally built like a commando. He's been doing all his stunts by himself all these years, and it's not always been easy. In fact, while he was filming The Expendables, Sylvester broke his neck while he was filming a fighting scene with Steve Austin. Stallone got a hairline fracture, but he just brushed it off and continued filming. Oh man, does that guy even feel pain? Plus, there was the fight scene in Rocky IV that Stallone himself claimed could have killed him after 5 operations on his back and shoulder repair. Stallone even admitted that he regretted doing them. Finally, we have a Wonder Woman. It's Charlize Theron.
But I was like, you never know, right? So I called him up. I said, you're probably gonna say no.
She's won Oscars for her performance, and she definitely deserved it for all the stunts she does by herself. If you've ever seen her fight, you'd know she's definitely someone you should be scared of. I mean, have you seen her punching? Time and time again, Theron has proved her knack for the stunts in movies like Mad Max, Atomic Blonde, and The Fate of the Furious. When asked about the stunts, she said that it all comes down to having the right set of people on your team. According to her, you shouldn't need a stunt person to come in and do it when you can do it yourself. And believe it or not, she actually finds all that chaos and fear to be fun. Dang, woman! And those were some of the actors who like to do their own stunts. Thanks for watching, and we'll see you next time.